All right. Well, just so everybody knows that we've got it going here. So great thing. We got a lot of good people here. There's one exception, I think, here. Just kidding. Glad to have you guys all here. We're gonna give it another minute as everybody join and have some fun here. So once again, my name is Keith Hooper. I'm here in Central California. We're joined today by our friend Ashley Brown. We'll talk with her in just a minute. Once again, hopefully all of you have seen that picture of our friend Joe Shufar and his arm. And, you know, one of the things we want to talk about is the fact of how Flex is going to open up another arena for people. You know, we talk about the pain with Flex, but now what we're seeing is the reduction of, you know, the age spots and, more importantly, the reducing of the bruising and healing the bruising and preventing the bruising. This is going to be a huge conversation to have with people going forward, and Ashley's going to share with you the science behind that as we get started here. And we'll give it about another minute for people to join us because they're still popping in here. That is going to be a game changer because what we're looking at here is people can now apply the Flex, see what it does. Then when we talk to them about Prima, we can say, okay, so you know it works, right? Because you can see it. Well, what the Flex does on the outside is what Prima does on the inside. This is going to be an amazing thing, and it allows us to have a conversation. You know, in order to be successful in talking with people, you have to have something that's easy to talk about, something that's fun to talk about, and most importantly, something that you will talk about. And that's what we've got here with Oliabo. These are the things that we have up on our hands here today that will allow us this incredible opportunity. We still got people joining, so we'll still wait a second or give it another 30 seconds before we start with Ashley. So now one of the things that I'm going to request here, and you know, this is a plea. Okay, yeah, most of you I think have my email address, which is Keith Hooper, KeithHooper, the number 7 at AOL. As you start the process of evaluating the Flex for the healing of the skin, as well as the pain relief, but particularly for the healing of the skin, please take some pictures. Okay, as you're thinking about this going forward, take the pictures. So we've got the before pictures, and then, you know, at a week later, or 5 days later, or whatever it happens to be, and 2 weeks, and send those pictures to me. That will allow us to do some amazing things here. All right, we are now 2 minutes past the start time. So once again, my name is Keith Hooper. I'm here in Central California. It's our very great pleasure to introduce the formulator of Flex, the Renaissance lady, if you will, a lady of Renaissance, a background across a number of areas that makes her uniquely qualified for where we're at here with Oliabo, uniquely qualified for what she did with the Flex product, and her understanding of the Prima and some things that are going forward. Ashley is there in Murray, Utah, at the corporate office. You see her on the Zooms that we do. The company does there with Oliabo. Those are the things that are there. But, you know, Ashley, I really want to thank you for taking a few minutes to join with us today. How are you, young lady?
I'm doing so well. I want to thank you. You guys, I'm obsessed with Flex, so the more I get to talk about it, like, ask me questions about it. It's one of my favorite products out there. So I thank you guys for letting me be on this.
Okay, so one of the things that I think is important is as we share our connections with Oliabo and with Ashley Brown and with Joe and Gordon Morton, as well as the rest of the team, that people get to know who we are. So when we're talking to someone, we can say, I know Ashley. Okay, so Ashley, tell me, where were you raised? What part of the country did you grow up in?
I actually grew up in Northern California on a ranch, which is, I spent a lot of time outside, very earthy. It was a wild time of my life. And then I moved to Utah, you know, around teens, 20s, and have stayed here ever since.
Okay.
So,
now I know
yeah.
So what kind of ranch and cattle ranch or what?
It was cattle and sheep, mostly sheep. So we had ewes and rams, and that's kind of how it was. It was a big property where we worked real hard to get everything done before the cougars came out at night. So
there you go.
That kind of life.
So fighting off the predators is nothing new to you then. So you ended up in Utah, and then I know you've had a background in the movie world as well. Maybe you can share a little bit about that with us.
Yes, so I spent a lot of, I would say the last 6 years in film and entertainment, more on the production side, dealing with SAG, learning how that works, reading scripts, learning how to tell a story, and it's one of the craziest times of my life, actually. But it wasn't as fulfilling as something something was missing in my life, and I was like, what is this? So instead of going from place to place to place, I decided to stick with the people in my life who were very solid and I could trust. And one of those people was Gordon, Brent, and Joe. So I've worked with these guys for, I don't know, with Gordon almost 20 years. Joe, I know Joe from Gordon as well, and Brent with the movie industry for about 5. So that's, come to find out, that's what I was missing, is just pulling all the people in my life together. And this company. This is all of our passion now, and we're so glad to have this and all of you here to experience it as well.
So part of what we're looking at here is you also have a very depth in science, in the science and formulation world as well. So maybe enlighten us a little bit with that, if you would.
Yeah, so I am a professionally trained organic skincare formulator. So every single ingredient built into every product, I research extensively. I make sure it works well with the other products. I make sure everything, we have all the right paperwork and everything for it. I also have the nose of a bloodhound, which I kind of hate sometimes. It ruins meals for me. Don't even try to give me truffle flavored anything. I just can't even smell it. But it honestly is part of the reason that our products smell certain ways. We make sure they're not rancid. I remember any olive oil in almost in every shelf in America. I'm like, what is wrong with this? Why does this smell so bad? I can't, how do people cook with this? And I remember them using canola oils in cakes, and I could taste this. I'm like, there has to be something else. I remember not being able to eat my favorite cake, which is, what is it called? Rainbow chips that my mom would make, because I felt like the oil was rancid. And it was the saddest 16th birthday of my entire life. But I mean, now we have found a solution, and I'm so happy to have the freshest, the best olive oil around. And we have spent extensive hours searching for products, and we're still on the search for even more olive oils that we can use for our formulations and for eating and for supplements. So we're always on the hunt for the best products always. So yeah, that's kind of who I am, I guess.
With the Flex product that you came out with, because it works for some very specific reasons, and it's unique because now you can correct me if I'm wrong here, and please do. But my understanding is this has to be the high phenolic extra virgin olive oil that is not just early harvest, but you guys actually had to get people to come in even earlier than normal on a special deal to harvest it so that you could get this oil that we're using in the Flex. Is that correct?
Oh my gosh, this is my favorite story, actually. So this was a mistake, finding this really high phenolic olive oil. I was looking at another company, and also I know how to use Google, but I searched for this company and went to like page 3, clicked on another link, and I was brought up to this olive oil page that had even more high phenolic olive oil. And so I called them immediately. This was, I don't know, around the summer. And I made friends with them. And I said, hey, I need this high phenolic olive oil for some products that we're creating. And so it's called oleocanthal. That's the polyphenol that's like the superstar in Flex. That's why it works so well. And so I'm making friends with these guys, and I'm telling them, the story and, what we're using it for. And they're like, I'm sorry. We've already hired the people to come, and these are dedicated trees to harvest early because it's way more expensive, the yield isn't as much, and we have to do specific things to these trees to give them that high oleocanthal content. So we're not going to have enough. And I'm like, is there any way you can hire more people, that we can make this happen? And he was like, okay, I need you to call me October 5th. And I'm like, October 5th? Why? He goes, then I can tell you if we have enough reserved for you. And I was like, done. So I would call him, send him things, calling him, making sure we get this, because there is no other olive oil like this out there. They stress these trees. They don't give them enough water, and they plant them in sand. So by doing that, it raises their protective, what is it called? It makes them have higher oleocanthal content because they're just trying to protect themselves. And because of that, the yield isn't very much again. So I called October 5th, which is a Sunday, and they weren't there. So I called October 6th, and they're like, Ashley, we have it. We set some aside for you. You'll have enough. And if we didn't lock that in, we wouldn't have been able to produce Flex and have enough for the entire year, because you can't get more. This is like a once-a-year harvest that lasts for 2 days, and after that 2 days, they within 24 hours, they cold press it,
$5, I know.
put it in a vat, and then send it over to America, where they store it in coolers, in tin coolers. And it is the craziest process, but we have some, and I love this olive oil story. Anyway, did I get off track? Is that what you asked me?
No, that's what I track, because that's what everybody wants to know. So there is no competitive product out there.
No, because there's nothing like this out there. Everything also has chemicals in it, or, it's the CBD products, which never worked on me. I honestly never had anything work like this on me. Just because of that olive oil seriously is a superstar. And so it hits the same pathways as ibuprofen, which is so crazy. And I don't know if you guys know why it was created, how it was created, but I have so much to tell you about it. Anyways, it was created because I have a herniated disc. It's in my lower L4, L5, and it killed me. I would say that. I was taking 6 ibuprofens a day just to survive. I couldn't even lift my arm up, and I'm just sitting here thinking, what can I do? And I tried everything. I didn't try surgery, but I tried all the shots, everything I was supposed to do, and nothing worked. So this is really created out of self-preservation. I found the word oleocanthal when I was listening to a podcast and saw that it hit similar pathways as ibuprofen. And I'm like, okay, but wait, how do I drink this much high oleocanthal olive oil to get the benefit of 1 ibuprofen? And it was a lot. I was like, okay, well, I can't do that. I can't drink that much olive oil in a day. And then I thought, well, how do I localize it then? And it turns out the olive tree has other components in it that mimic your own natural oils in your skin, helping ingredients to absorb a little deeper. And that's how Flex was created. So it's really cool. It's really fun.
So we've got a number of people that we started with the Flex that got the pain relief, and the stories were coming in. But so we know the science. You're able to tell us in a simplified ways for us mere mortals on how the science of it with the pain. But now we're seeing all the healing of
Yes.
of the damaged skin, the age spots, and most importantly, the bruising and how the skin is repairing itself. And you were giving me an overview of the science behind that, of why we're seeing those results.
Yes, I would love to. Okay, so if you guys have seen Joe's before and after picture, correct me if I'm wrong, so Flex hasn't been out that long, so he's been using it for like a month, maybe? Is that correct? Is Joe there?
No, I've got him muted with whatever, but he
Okay.
less than 3 weeks for the pictures.
Well, I thought it was 3 months for some reason in my head. I was thinking 3 months, and then I thought, no, it hasn't even been out that long. 3 weeks. This is so great. So, yeah. Okay. So, what you're seeing in the different pictures is the difference between tissue under chronic inflammation stress and tissue that's been allowed to recover. So before, the tissue underneath the skin was stuck in a constant stress response. So that keeps the circulation inefficient and prevents normal repair signaling. So what Joe did was apply it for 3 weeks, not 3 months, which I thought for some reason. And also, correct me if I'm wrong, he was just putting it on for muscle and joint support.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. So Flux was created to help calm excessive inflammatory problems in your muscles and joints. But what it did was help calm the inflammatory signaling in the tissue. So when those signals quiet down, circulation improves and cells communicate more clearly with each other. That allowed the pooled blood and fluid to clear normally, and the skin reflects that change. So the after photo is not Flex doing something to the skin, it's the skin responding once the underlying environment is healthier. And that's how Flex was designed to work as well. So really it's clearing the way for your body to act like it used to, you know. Back when you were a kid and you got a cut and it would be healed the next day. It's just teaching your skin to remember how to work, that it doesn't need to stay inflamed that long, that, hey, okay, I'm good, let's start with the next process. So that's really how it works. I hope I explained it well enough that it makes sense to you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely, Ashley. So what I'm seeing is, you know, I'm doing my own little experiment here, and being an agribusiness farmer guy, and had my arm out the window of the truck for 50 years, and the left arm always got the stuff. So on the top of my left hand is that skin. I think they call it crepe skin type of thing, where it's crepey starting to thin out. And so I'm only doing the left hand, and I've only been doing it for 3 or 4 days now. There's a visible difference, but it's minor. But I've only been doing it for 3 days with that skin. So why is it doing that for that skin on my left hand? I'm not doing the right hand, even though it has some of the same problem, because I want to have me some pictures of my own.
Yeah, so it's doing the same thing. So what it's doing is, because it is high in the oleocanthal, sometimes your skin gets stuck in a state where it's like showing all those visible signs of aging because it's not renewing and refreshing the cells. So when it gets stuck like that, it's not sending the signals back and forth correctly. So once you stop that with all the ingredients, so this has obviously more ingredients than the olive oil and the squalene, which helps it absorb deeper into your skin. It has a few other key ingredients that do help with just, let's see, I don't want to say the wrong thing. I get in trouble all the time for saying the wrong thing, and I'm so sorry. So I should have something that I say at the beginning and ending of calls, because I can't say a few words that I want to say so bad.
Flex is not intended to treat or cure anything, but as Hippocrates said some 2,500 years ago, make sure you put olive oil on your skin. Okay, we're good.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so it helps your skin to have a more even tone. This is part of the olive leaf extract that's added into it as well. It is so clean and so good at having a more even skin tone and just teaching your skin to work like it used to. This is why this is so important in Flex that you're seeing it this way for when the skincare line comes out, knowing, hey, if this could do this to my arm, what can different skincare products do to my face, do to my body, from the inside out and the outside in.
Well, and what we're seeing right now, so when you apply the Flex for the pain and it works, and you apply the Flex to the skin and you're seeing that healing on the skin, that is the visual external benefit that you're able to see, where when you're taking Prima, it's doing the same thing on the inside that the Flex is doing on the outside as far as that healing process.
Yes, exactly. And they work so well together. Let's think about this. So when you have a cold, it's on the inside, but people can tell when other people have a cold, just the way they look. They're grayer skin or green skin even sometimes, and they just don't have a lot of energy. So from the inside out, you shouldn't be able to see anything, from taking Prima, but you do. I know that I look a little different from it, just I have more energy. I'm happier. I don't have as much brain fog as I used to. And just that alone shows me that it is working. And it is working on my outsides. But I'm like, why can't we just meet it in the middle? Let's make this recovery faster from the outside in as well. So that's why a lot of the products are coming out the way that they are, and they all work so beautifully together. But yeah, the key ingredient, as always, is the olive oil, and that is something that has been taken for granted and misused here in America, and we've finally got the good stuff, so we can actually use it as a beneficial supplement and skincare product now.
So as we're using the Flex, we're able to expand beyond just the pain. I know you were, I don't know if you want to share the little story you told me about your neighbor.
Oh, yes. So I have this neighbor that lives next to me, and she sees, so in my house, I have like a mini little lab where when I get an idea, I'm like, okay, is this going to work? And so I'll try it, okay? And then my neighbor comes over to borrow something, and she sees it, and she asks, what am I doing? What am I, and I'm telling her, and she's like, well, what can I do about these age spots on me or my arms or, and I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea. Sorry, I can't even help you. And then I'm like, why didn't I give her Flex? Duh. I am so glad you brought this up, because I'm going over and knocking on her door as soon as I get home too, because I feel terrible for not giving this to her sooner, because she's over there alone, and probably she just wants to look better and feel better, and I'm just withholding from her apparently. So I am glad you brought that up, bringing her a Flex when I get home.
Yeah, so once again, everybody wants to look good. Okay, and if you've got the bruising, women, I know I've talked to a number of lovely ladies that are complaining about their hands with the bruising, and so we can expect a great result with the Flex regarding that bruising, and so we're really looking forward to that, Ashley. So with
yeah, well, so, and with women, I know it's even my hands. I can see that they look older than the rest of me, and it's so frustrating. I have this age spot that I've had for probably like 3 years on the left side of my hand, and I started putting Flex on it probably about a month ago, and you can't even see it. I'm like, that's crazy. To give people the ability to be like, have younger looking hands and the crepey skin is is such a relief. If there's just something we can do to make people feel better about themselves, have more confidence, and feel just a little bit, more beautiful or handsome or however they want to feel, well, it's a dream actually for me.
All right. Well, Ashley, thank you for giving us this information. I want to go to Joe over in Avila Beach and come with him first. I don't know if Joe is someplace where he can talk or not, but we'll take a chance there. So, Joe, are you placed for someplace where you can join us?
I can for a minute here. Like I said, my system went down, and I've got 2 customers waiting, but that's okay.
Yeah.
This is important.
So, it is important. So anything you want to ask Ashley? Yeah. Anything? Any questions for Ashley?
Actually, I probably do have. I want to listen. I would like to listen to the playback on it because I was a little bit distracted.
That's all right. Great with that. So what I want to do here with that, and then I'm going to go to Matthew. Where is Matthew? I got him muted here. Matthew, are you muted? I don't think so.
Well, I'm not anymore.
Okay. You got a thought or question for Ashley?
Yes, I do. Matter of fact, when you're talking about regeneration, because I've been on the Prima for probably 35 days now, Ashley. And, I've noticed, some really good things. And, when you mentioned L4 or your disc and everything, I have an old injury. And a year ago, I had actually basically I have a moderate stenosis, and it just affected my nerves and my legs and everything. And I've been getting healing through that, and it seems like the Prima is accelerating my healing. But I was wondering really about the Flex because, in fact, I just went on while you were talking and ordered some, what would that do? I mean, as far as like just putting that in the area, the injured area, dealing with promoting the healing of that disc, or, to open up that area as far as like a stenosis or something of that nature. Would that help relieve that?
So I have the exact same thing as you, I'm guessing. So what I have is the L4, L5 herniated disc. It pinches my sciatic nerves on both legs. And I was taking 6 ibuprofen a day, and that's really what it was. And so when I started using Flex and Prima as well, okay, I'm not taking any ibuprofen now. I just want to state that. There's no shots I've gotten, nothing. And so what I've been doing with the Flex is kind of putting it all around that area of my back, because you know where it is, right? You've had, I'm sure, shots there, whatever. So I'm putting it there.
Stayed away from the shots.
Oh, you haven't gotten one? Oh my gosh, I had it. Whatever they're called, I hated it. Don't get a shot.
No.
But so I was putting it there, and then wherever it was sore on my entire legs, and it gave me so much relief that ibuprofen has never been able to give me in my legs, in my joints, in my hips, because it hurt me from my back to my big toe. That's on both legs, constant aching pain. So it gave me, because of that oleocanthal that's in there, it's an anti-inflammatory. Right. So what's really happening is that inflammation that from that herniated disc is pushing on your sciatic nerves. And I feel like everyone has this too. Everyone has to deal with sciatica and everything else, and it is it's an inflammatory issue as well. So by doing that, by having by not having that inflammation, make it so I can't move, I can't stand up straight, I can't sit. I'm able to, I don't know, I can't say that this is what happened, but I was able to build my muscles back up and make it so everything's back where it's supposed to be. I got a MRI 2 years ago showing a moderately severe or pinched nerve on my left side of, or my left sciatic nerve, and then one a year later showing a severely pinched nerve on my right sciatic nerve and a moderately one on my left. And now I am normal, and there is no pinching. I have a little bit of pain sometimes, but I am back fully functioning, and it is the craziest thing that's ever happened to me. And I have to say that herniated disc is the best thing that's ever happened to me, because it created all these products. It found this olive oil, and it's given my mom relief because she has the same thing, and it's given so many other people relief, which lasts, and just, I can't say that it heals you, but I can say that it does have a lot of the same benefits as, it does hit a lot of the same pathways as ibuprofen does, without all the chemicals and all that hurt on your kidneys. Yeah.
You know, I want to add something here. I mean, somebody said something to me a few years ago, which was, because when we talked about language, right? If you give the body what it needs, the body will take care of itself.
Yep.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Matthew. I want to go down. I want to go to this strange place. I think it's called Murray, Utah. Okay. And Larry, are you there? I don't know if you have a chance to talk. And then from there, Mike, I'm going to come up to you down there in Pahrump. Larry, are you there? Yeah, he may not be any place where he can talk. So if that's the case, let me get back over here to our friend in Pahrump, Nevada. Mike Taves, are you there, my friend? Hello, Mike. Okay, so he's also in there in a spot where he can't speak. So let me see here. We've got I think we've got one of the Webbers here with us. Are you with us? Well, I don't have everybody muted, do I? Nope. Okay. All right. All right, Mike, I can hear some background noise or something there on your phone, so can you talk? All right. Well, let me just go ahead. I'm going to go through here and open up lines, and if someone else has thoughts, or let me go to Janice Miller. Janice, you're down there in Vegas. You've got a question for Ashley? Okay.
My phone. I had to unmute my phone, of course.
Okay.
Well, Ashley, we're having great experiences with the Prima and with the Flex, and I'm really, really pleased. My husband's body had a rash all over his back, and it was spreading. I mean, it just was going really bad. And we tried a couple of other things because I'm very into holistic healing and, well, or helping. Anyway, long story short, so the Prima seemed to take effect eventually, not immediately, but eventually. And then the Flex, for me, it's just been a blessing because I'm Italian, talk with my hands, hit my hands into the anything like the doorknob all the time, and I seem to get bruised very easily. So, but with the Prima and the Flex, life is a lot better place, and I cannot wait for your next release of the facial products. That's going to be amazing.
I love that this is working so well on you, and love that you're Italian and talk with your hands, because it's the truth. Like you hit your hands on so many things, and I love that it's giving, relief, and different things are changing. But yes, that honestly, I had an appointment with the lab today to go figure out a few things with a few scientists for the Proviso skincare line. And he called in sick today, and I am so bummed that I have to wait till Monday. But we're moving faster now just because we've had so many people bring it up. and we've had so many good experiences with it as well. There is one product in it called Bezo Lux, which is the facial serum that I have taken before and after pictures of certain parts of my face, and once it all comes out, I will share it. I am too embarrassed. It's in a hidden folder because I don't want to look at it because I'm like, that can't be my face before. But yes, so once that comes out,
you're
I
gorgeous
need those
right
before
now.
and after. You're so kind.
You're a beautiful woman. I mean, I totally think you are just stunning. I just want to add one more thing. I also have a problem with my fifth lumbar. I actually had been thrown off a horse many, many times, and by the age of 19 had about 4 rear-end collisions. So my back gave me so much pain that, and actually I was a blackjack dealer, and I was standing for hours, and I would just cry. I couldn't lay down. I couldn't do anything without crying because of the pain. I worked on it, through the years because that was a long time ago. And but the whole story, and then even at age 40, I wound up getting sciatica, and I was very healthy because I got into the health business, got out of the casinos, and I where did this come from? But whatever you're saying is making total sense, and now I could help figure my own body out better by listening to what you were just sharing, because I suffered it all. I mean, I took up yoga to get rid of the sciatica. I took up yoga to get rid of the back pain of the lumbars, because at one point I was like chiropractic poor. I went to the chiropractor all the time. So anyway, thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you, Janice.
Well, thank you
for that. All right, so we've got everybody opened up. Anyone else? I'm going to go back to Mike Taves one more time, see if he's there. Mike, you got any questions tonight or today?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Mine is in reference to the Prima. I've been a person that for years upon years, I've not been able to sleep. I sporadically sleep a half an hour at a time and get up, and it's non-existent as far as the 7-hour sleep period. But as I started taking the Prima, I noticed after, I'm going to say not quite the end of the first week, that I slept my first 7 hours straight. And I haven't done that in ages. So I'd like to know why. and it's been consistent. I have changed the time periods that I've taken it randomly. I'll do it in the morning, or I'll do it at noon, or I'll do it in the evening. I've just kind of tried to test it myself. But I have been sleeping much better. And again, it may not mean a lot to a lot of people, but it sure means a lot to me. So, I'm grateful for that. Can you explain what might be in that product that causes the relaxation?
Yeah. So I love that you're testing it and trying it at different times, because that's something we've all been doing too. Because I'll take one, sometimes I'll take 2 a day just to see, especially on the days that I need more energy. I need to be out there more, but also I need to sleep. So this really cool thing about Prima is it supports a calmer internal environment. So when inflammation and oxidative stress are lower, the nervous system can relax, which honestly often leads to better sleep. So it's really fighting those antioxidants and giving your body a break. And so it just gives you better sleep, but it doesn't make you tired throughout the day. I don't need my daily nap anymore. And I sleep, honestly, you guys, I sleep a lot. Last night it was only 5 hours. Usually I'm an 8-hour-a-night person. And, oh my gosh, this really helps that constant sleep, not waking up in the middle of the night either. And honestly, you are not the first person I've heard this from. Almost everyone who's been taking it has the same benefit from it. So this is so good for you too, getting that amount of sleep. helps everything in your body, you know, your brain, your organs. It's so beneficial in every single way.
All right. Anything else, Mike?
No, that's good. Thank you. Appreciate the call, Keith.
All right. Thank you. Hey, David Kreitz, real quick there, we don't want to get into too much science, but even blood work says you should be using Prima, right?
Absolutely. I'm taking some medications that fritz with my liver enzymes, and I talked to the doctor about taking it, and we came up with a schedule. I take it, and then just before I eat dinner, and then a couple of hours later I take the pills. And what's happened is I went from a point where my liver enzymes were dangerous enough that they were contemplating me having to take a less effective drug, to now where they are in the middle of the green zone. And the only change is the Prima.
So we've got the scientific validity, Ashley.
You also, I heard that exact same story from someone else the other day as well. This is so great. So the liver is constantly exposed to oxidative stress and inflammatory loads because it's responsible for detoxification and everything. So that makes perfect sense on why it's helping your liver. Oh, I love this. That's such a good story. Thank you.
All right.
Hey, thank you. Go give the guys a hug that put this together and tell them thank you for me.
No, you're talking to her. It's her. So thank you with that.
You're awesome. I love you, babe.
All of us. Thank you.
All right, going to reach out one more time around here. Larry, are you here? Ed, you got anything you want to say?
I do.
Yeah, go ahead, Ed.
Real quick. Thank you, Ms. Brown, for this formulation. Got a question for you. How does it affect if you add something to it? Like I gave some to somebody and they said they mixed it with some castor oil. Does that break up the formulation, or does it enhance it, or take away from it, or what?
Sorry, I did not hear. They put castor oil?
If they're taking the Prima and using castor oil, would there be an issue with that?
No, flex. Mixing the flex with castor oil.
So, I mean, castor oil is great because it does have that anti-inflammatory effect. The only problem with that would be is flex is designed to absorb deeper into your skin, where castor oil kind of sits on top of your skin. That's the reason it's not in there in the beginning. But, you know, if that's how they feel or what they want to do, that's great. I would say if you want that deeper, really good joint and muscle and tension response, I would stay away from castor oil.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That was it. Thanks.
All right. We got others here. Anyone else have a question?
Keith?
Yes.
I just want to say one thing. I want to say thank you, Ashley. That's all.
Oh, thank you. That was so nice.
Yeah.
A lot of people out of their fucking...
Yep. Okay, so anyone else? Last time around, we'll do that, then we'll close out here with Ashley on some final thoughts. Anyone else?
Can I say something?
Sure.
I haven't ordered it yet, but I was always led by the Spirit about the oil, about the biblical aspect of it. And just by hearing, your testimony about how you were going about discovering, I could kind of relate because I'm so excited. This is, I had a little situation, but I'm about to go ahead and place my order. and I think I'm gonna go with the flex. I was gonna originally just get the oil, but my plan is to get the $200 a month. It's just I had a little finance. I'm going through like a divorce situation, and I do have a brain injury and a herniated disc, pinched nerve. So you guys will be getting updates from me, but I just wanted to share that. I just feel like, this is spiritual. I'm a spirit, and I could tell that you really are. And just keep doing what you're doing, because to be able to heal someone like that and know, like, certain things, like how, the universe works, is really great. It's a great gift. Like, most people don't even have certain abilities to do certain things and, fathom certain things like that. And it's just amazing to meet someone as, intelligent, good, intellectual, and spiritual led. So you're there. I wanted to let you know that.
Wow. Thank you so much. This whole process and company has been so synergistic. So many things just fall into place, and it is crazy how everything just fit together. And I would love updates from you, please. I would love to see how your brain, your back, everything is feeling once you start this. Thank you for that.
Good. We'll have you back, and we'll to what we're doing here. All right. We still got some people here that haven't had an opportunity. If you want to say something, now's your chance. Okay. Well, then what we're going to do, actually, thank you so much for being with us here. We really appreciate it. We really appreciate everything that Oliabo is doing, everything that Joe and Gordon and you and all the team there about bringing this together, where we're going to be able to touch a lot of people's lives. This call is recorded, and I will put it up on myteamtraining.click. It'll be there tomorrow, and you'll be able to hear the recording from there if you want to go back and revisit that. So with that, Ashley Brown, thank you very much. We do appreciate you being there. If you're taking the pictures now, once again, take pictures, okay? So we got before pictures, and then we're going to have some after pictures. And once again, send those to Keith, KeithHooper, that's Keith Hooper 7, just the number 7, at AOL.com. So with that, thank you all for being here. We really appreciate it. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Ashley. Keith.
Yeah.